Hi friends, today we will see top 10 myths about fast food, so let's get started. 10. The incorruptible hamburger. People have an odd belief that mass-produced food is literally made of industrial chemicals meant more for paint stripping than eating. This has led to the even odder belief that fast food hamburgers never decay. What makes this myth particularly weird is that despite being one of the most pervasive myths about food, it is also one of the easiest to debunk. Anyone can buy a burger and watch it decompose over time, but the myth has only recently seen serious busting. McDonald's Canada was asked about the incorruptible McDonald's hamburger, and the company decided to finally kill this silly rumor. A spokesman admitted that the company's burgers do tend to dry out rather than rot, but that's not because they're laden with chemicals. The burgers simply don't have much moisture in them after the cooking process, and leaving them in the open air removes even more. In properly moist conditions, a McDonald's burger would rot just like any other food. An independent study by a food blogger found that under similar conditions, McDonald's fare rots at the same rate as homemade burgers. 9. Drive-through eateries are less healthy than dine-in establishments. You've concluded that you need to take the family out to eat, yet you need to like the nourishment you're scooping into their destitute mouths. You conclude that you ought to go to a semi-formal eatery, since those spots unmistakably offer a lot more advantageous alternatives than the nearby McDonald's. Tragically for your family, you may have made an inappropriate choice. A Drexel study analyzed full administration eatery menus, and the outcomes were not in any way charming. While a combo supper at a burger joint has a larger number of calories than new requirement for one dinner, a full feast at a semi-formal cafe may have more than you need in a whole day. The scientists characterized a supper for a grown-up as a course with a side and half of a hors d'oeuvre, alongside the free bread regularly advertised. The normal full dinner at a plunk-down spot hit around 1,500 calories and worked out positively over the everyday suggested limit for immersed fat and sodium content. In the event that you toss in a beverage and half of a pastry, the normal cafe dinner puts you over your everyday suggested caloric admission. In the event that you need to ensure you are getting a solid choice, you may simply need to cook it yourself. 8. Taco Bell's seasoned beef is only 35% meat. A couple of years back, gossip emerged saying just 35%, or another shockingly little level, of Taco Bell prepared hamburger is meat. The meat is grade D, it's unfit for people, and it's by one way or another despite everything permitted to be offered to enormous quantities of individuals. The talk's underlying foundations go to an Alabama claim, which was tossed out of court since it was finished and articulate nonsense. To address the gossipy tidbits, Taco Bell clarified that their prepared hamburger is 88% meat and 12% filler, which may sound not exactly perfect, yet that is practically identical to its rivals' plans. The site containing this clarification likewise gave fun clarifications for a portion of the more dark parts, for example, trehalose, which they use for improving purposes. Certain jumpy individuals will keep on dreading Taco Bell's concoction fixings like maltodextrin. However, genuine physicists ignore these concerns. The fixings are for the most part especially sheltered and palatable. 7. McDonald's frozen desserts use pig fat and no dairy. McDonald's call their solidified treats thick shakes or just shakes, as opposed to milkshakes. Some individuals seeing this decision finished up the beverage can't be an appropriate milkshake by any means. Truth be told, it most likely contains no dairy at all. From that point, it wasn't some time before individuals fired concocting speculations regarding what McDonald's was utilizing. Individuals proposed a wide range of fillers, from pig fat to bovine eyeball liquid to styrofoam balls to fowl feathers. It's actual that the treats don't utilize genuine frozen yogurt, which is the reason McDonald's doesn't call them milkshakes. Instead, they utilize a pre-made blend, one that contains dairy. Making genuine frozen yogurt shakes new for a huge scope throughout each and every day would be difficult to oversee logistically. You may decide not to drink their shakes in the event that you don't care for the taste. However, for those of you who do, there is nothing strange to stress over, beside how swelling they are. 6. The salads are a healthy option. Servings of mixed greens appear the most advantageous choice when eating inexpensive food. They're made of vegetables, all things considered, which without a doubt must be preferred for you over oily hamburgers and French fries. As a general rule, nonetheless, the serving of mixed greens alternative contains so much cheddar, dressing, or meat that they're as awful as whatever else on the menu. The consumerist took a gander at a few inexpensive food chains and found that the plates of mixed greens have the same number of calories as other menu things. Far more atrocious, Servings of mixed greens frequently contain increasingly fat, more sugar, and regularly a totally walloping heap of sodium. While serving of mixed greens may here and there be a solid alternative, when you get it from a burger joint, it presumably isn't. 5. Inexpensive food is cheap. One of the most inescapable legends about cheap food, just as low-quality nourishment by and large, is that it's far less expensive than more advantageous other options. This clarification is frequently utilized by individuals doubtful that anybody would enthusiastically pick garbage if better nourishment is less expensive or nearly estimated. However, while inexpensive food is unquestionably modest contrasted and different sorts of cafes, it's out-and-out costly contrasted and what you get ready at home. In any event, when you cook far higher caliber food.NY Times nourishment editorialist Mark Bidman takes note of that the normal McDonald's combo feast costs about $7, signifying $28 to take care of a group of 4. You could take care of the family a whole chicken supper at home for generally a large portion of the expense, and you'll be giving them in a lot more advantageous plate. On the other hand, cooking nourishment yourself has its very own expense. It requires some investment, and it requires exertion. Inexpensive food is irrefutably the more advantageous decision, which is the reason individuals will keep on picking it. Be that as it may, in the event that you have the opportunity and vitality, eating at home is a vastly improved choice inside and out. 4. White Castle's bait-and-switch onions. You may not live in a region with a White Castle, however you may know about it from a specific film where 2 folks make a decent attempt to get to one. For those still new to the chain, White Castle's smaller than usual burgers are well known for being unimaginably modest and, episodically, for giving heartburn a couple of hours in the wake of eating them. Fans additionally know the eatery for its trademark steamed meat that consistently accompanies onions since onions are only that significant. For reasons unknown, bits of gossip say that White Castle is pulling a sleight of hand with one of their most loved ingredients. The gossipy tidbits express that White Castle onions are really bits of cabbage-absorbed onion juice. It would appear to be one of the weirdest and most silly things that a drive-through joint could do. However, enough individuals accept the talk that White Castle really reacts to it on their website. Their burgers contain no cabbage and do surely have genuine onions, in spite of the fact that the eatery confesses to utilizing rehydrated onions since the time World War II. 3. Arby's roast beef is made from Magell. This bizarre talk says Arby's dish hamburger shows up at the store in a fluid gel structure inside a fixed plastic sack. The solidified blend is warmed till it gets sliceable and is then served to poor people, gullible client. In contrast to certain bits of gossip, this one has justifiable starting points. Yet it's still entirely false. The reality checkers at Snopes conversed with a few people who worked at real Arby's cafes and scholarly the wellspring of the disarray. The meat shows up at the store inside impenetrable plastic sacks, with a flimsy layer of treating arrangement that resembles a gel. This could undoubtedly lead another worker who hasn't yet cut into the sack and simmered the hamburger to think they were taking a gander at an uneven, coagulated wreckage. You might possibly discover Arby's nourishment especially tantalizing, yet have confidence that it's real hamburger. 2. McDonald's egg patties come pre-formed. The uniform roundabout state of McDonald's Egg McMuffin patties look so flawless that individuals believe it's some fake substance sent to the eatery in ready-made shapes. In any case, when McDonald's in Canada was asked about this inquiry, they reacted by providing a video of how the egg procedure really works. The eggs truly are simply eggs, and that ideal shape is accomplished by cooking them utilizing a ring mold, a strategy practically rich in its straightforwardness. The fried eggs are somewhat progressively flawed, as they are made with a fluid egg blend and cooked with margarine, yet they despite everything do contain genuine egg. 1. Roasted coffee contains more caffeine. One of the most widely recognized misinterpretations among the individuals who head to Starbucks or request espresso at a burger joint is that bolder, more black espresso is more grounded and gives a progressively extreme buzz. However, in case you're searching for the most grounded conceivable caffeine hit, you should buy a lighter broiled coffee. Coffee beans begin green and become darker because of the cooking procedure. As the cooking procedure proceeds, you additionally wind up losing more caffeine, so darker dishes have not exactly their lighter counterparts. The most ideal approach to really expand your caffeine buzz in the first part of the day is to include a shot or two of coffee to your espresso, something that most bistros will cheerfully accomplish for you.